What's up, wonderful world of the interwebs and YouTube? It's your boy, it's Backwoods Templar, coming at you with another story or two about growing up as a drug dealer's kid. Anyway, I've already went over the types of people I've met, the good ones, the bad ones, the middle of the road ones. But this story or two is going to be a little bit more on the disturbing side, so that's your warning. I remember Dad's still selling, Dad's still dealing, and I'm starting to, you know, it. I'm starting to go into puberty, all that. Being about 12, 13 years old, and a lot of these, and a good bit of these working girls that I've known pretty much all my life, who I know who have been working, I know what they've been doing. At least I figured it out when I became of age. I knew what they were doing. Uh, they started subtly soliciting me. I go, which is absolutely disgusting. I go, one, I'm 12, 13 years old. I go, my jewels are just now starting to drop, and you're soliciting a kid. A kid. And I go, some of these chicks, their teeth are freaking rotten. They got blisters and craters in their face. They got more freaking track marks. They got more track marks on their arm than the fucking racetrack at Daytona. But one, I go, there are plenty, but there's others, a few that stand it out and all this, coming on to a fucking, trying to solicit a 13-year-old boy. Like, I got talking to one when my dad ran into the store to get him cigarettes or something, and she's standing there talking to me. He goes, "Oh, you driving yet? I'd ride with you." You know I would. I'd love to take a ride with you. Like, I know what she's doing. I go, but I don't say anything. You know, I play it off. I play it off, like saying, yeah. I go, well, I ain't driving yet. I'm not old enough. But I go, but she keeps saying, oh, she's willing and all that. Then Dad comes back out. And he says, hi, how do you do to her and all that. She was just saying, hey, she was asking if I could give her a ride. Dad just looks at her, pretty much says he's not old enough to do that yet. I hadn't even started to teach him how to drive. But I go, it's still, looking back on it now, it still grosses me the hell out. Then there was another one who came into my room. Like, said she was going to get her some water out of the kitchen, but she came into the kitchen, and my bedroom was connected to the kitchen. She came into my room, sits down in my lap while I think I'm watching TV. Or I'm playing video games, I don't know. I go, she sits in my lap, puts her arms around me, looks at me, starts talking to me and all this stuff. Saying, hey, all that, I can make you a man, blah, blah, blah. I can take your blah, 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 blah. And I just look at her and I go, no, you can't. The only thing you can turn a kid into is a trick and an AIDS patient. I go, she smacks me, goes in there and tells my dad I'm a disrespectful little shit and everything. I walk in there, I go, Dad, she's just sat in my fucking lap, said she can make me a man and take my virginity. And I said to her, the only thing you can make me is HIV positive. And I go, Dad actually chuckled, and he told her to get the get the hell out of the house, it'll never come back, then I am 13 years old. I don't need to be doing that stuff with a woman who's been working since I was 6. But anyway, I go, even after Dad passed, I learned how to drive. I would still go into town, bump into some of these girls, and they would still try. You know, me being a little older, me being 16, 17, 18 years old, thinking that, oh, he's a teenager. He's at one of the highest points. He's at the highest point of puberty where the urges are the strongest. But again, I'd say the same thing. You've been working since I was little. I ain't got nothing against what they do. I'm just not a patron. But anyway, folks, you have yourselves a good night, good morning, good day, whatever it is for you. Remember, if you're an addict, seek help. If you were an addict and you got clean, Old Backwoods Templar is proud of you. Anyone can do it. Again, I will continue to shout out the man who inspired me to make this channel, Mr. JD Delay. Go check out his channel. Pretty entertaining stuff. He's a funny dude. He's an informative dude. And when it comes to the climate of today, he's probably one of the most neutral guys I've found on YouTube and on any other platforms. So I highly recommend his channel. I know he's got big stuff in the works. I know I'm going to be watching it. But anyway, JD, if you see this, big fan, dude. Thank you for inspiring me to start my own and tell my story. And my stories about growing up the way I did. And I'm going to quote him. I'm going to quote him and say, I appreciate y'all. Have a good night. Be good or be good at it.